Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to go over my guide for the Week 6 Season 6 challenges. That's right, so we'll go over the Find Sheep Music and Play Sheep Music stages, all 4 locations. I'll show you where the secret banner for this week is, the one for the secret loading screen challenge, the best way to deal damage with a pickaxe to opponents, and just tips, tricks, and secrets, or in other words, just showing you how to get these challenges done in the easiest and fastest way possible so that you can get closer to level 100 and fully unlocking Dire Hunting Party, which is just around the corner, and stuff like that. But yeah guys, if you enjoyed today's video or find it helpful, be sure to hit that like button down below. On top of that, be sure to comment what tier you guys are at or what level you are at, because for me personally, I am at tier 79, so I'm getting close to level 100, almost there. But I am curious to see where you guys are at, so be sure to leave a comment down below. But yeah guys, without further ado, let's jump on into it here with the guide, and first of all, go through the challenges that we're going to cover, all 8 of them. And again, that means the 7 normal challenges, plus we're going to be covering the secret banner, which is like the bonus challenge for the loading screen and all of that stuff. But yeah, jumping into it here, you have search a chest in different named locations. I'll show you the closest locations that are together so you can get that one done fast. Then damage trap eliminations, show you an easy way to do that. And then you've got the Find Sheep Music and Play Sheep Music stages, show you all 4 locations that you need to do that and where to find that stuff. Then land in location stages and also deal damage with a pickaxe to opponents. I'll show you a great way to do that as well. And then you've also got place chillers and rarity elimination stages, which I will explain in just a sec here. But yeah guys, let's jump into it with the first challenge I want to go over in this video, and that is the place chillers in different matches challenge, which is definitely a pretty interesting one. We've never had a challenge with chillers before. I would have maybe liked to see something crazier, like somehow get an elimination with a chiller. Actually, never mind, that would be really tough. But yeah, place chillers in 3 different matches. What is the best way to do this? What is the fastest way to do this? Well, first of all, the first tip I can give you is to probably focus on some other challenges first. Like, we've got a challenge coming up where you have to search chests in different locations, and although I don't believe you can get chillers from chests, you could maybe find some when going through houses and stuff like that when you're looking for chests. So you could knock out 2 birds with 1 stone by trying that one, and if you happen to find chillers, you know, place them down, and that's 1 match done at a time. On top of that, you just find chillers playing normally a ton. If you're getting eliminations, a lot of the times other players may be carrying them if they're not doing this challenge, so you should be able to find them pretty easily overall. And if you place them as soon as you find them, it really shouldn't take you that long. And on top of that, you can also find them in vending machines, I believe. If you find a gray vending machine, which generally is fairly common, or actually I don't really know the spawn rates of the vending machines, they might be evenly split, but if you happen to see a gray one, you might as well check it for some chillers if you're still trying to find some extra ones to place down. But moving on to the next one here, this one is definitely pretty interesting. It is the deal damage with a pickaxe to opponents. I believe we had this one last season and it was pretty fun to do. It was a little bit crazy, and we did have an amazing way to do it back then, but the challenges sort of switched up between seasons, so you can't really do it that way. I'll try and explain what I mean by that. But like, what are the best ways to go about getting this? Because you need a total of 250 damage with a pickaxe, which means about 25 hits. I believe that the pickaxe does 10 damage per hit, so 10 times 25 equals 250. Easy math right there. But yeah, definitely the best way to go about doing this is to go into some squads type mode, maybe even duos, but probably don't do it in solos. That's what a lot of people do, and it's just kind of tough. It's not very efficient, because if you're trying to land next to somebody in like tilted towers and try and pickaxe them when they get a weapon, you're probably going to get like, what, 3 or 4 hits on average before they take you down. So that's not the most efficient way to do it. Instead, what I would recommend doing is, again, going into a squads or duos type game mode. You could also probably do this in disco domination, but I'm not so sure about that. But if you go into a squads based mode, what you can do is knock somebody on the other team with like an AR or something like that, and then have your teammates distract the other people while you go up and pickaxe the person that is knocked down. What's great about this as well is that you don't have to be the person to knock them down to get the damage. At least I'm pretty sure about that, because I mean, you're still dealing damage with a pickaxe. It shouldn't really matter, but that means that if your teammates knock somebody down, you can run up and start pickaxing the player, and that damage should count towards this challenge. Now, the old way of doing it last season was to go to where the star is, but since we don't have those challenges anymore, we have the secret stars, but those are a little bit less common to find people at. You can still for sure try it. Just drop at the location where the secret banner is for this week and try and pickaxe some people, because they're not going to have weapons either, but just keep in mind you might not find people there at times. Now, keeping it going here with the next challenge I want to go over, this one is the search a chest in different named locations. So obviously that is pretty straightforward, but what's the fastest way to do it? Like, how can you link up multiple locations in one single game so that you can get big chunks of the challenge done in really no time at all? So first of all, what is the best game mode to do these in? Well, since 50v50 still isn't around, I'm I'm really missing that game mode. I hope it comes back soon. But until then, I'd say that solo is probably the best. That way you have a lot of people split up at different locations, and also if you happen to run into somebody, you can handle them. It's not like running into a squad or something like that. But then for the locations that are closest together, first of all, I would recommend doing Junk Junction to Haunted Hills and then to Pleasant Park. Now after that, you could also go to like Leaky Lake, maybe Tilted Towers, and find some leftover chests there. But those first three are super close together, so that's a great one to go after. On top of that, you can also do something like Risky Reels to Wailing Woods to either Tomato Temple or Lonely, and then you can also maybe go to Retail Row and try and find a leftover chest there. As for the third one, maybe like Greasy Grove to Shifty Shafts to Tilted Towers. That's a good one to run through, because once you go to Greasy Grove, there's actually a corrupted zone between that and Shifty Shafts, so that helps you get between them a little bit quicker. But yeah, guys, if you link those together, shouldn't take you that long. But after that then, guys, you know what we have to get into: the secret banner for this week. And if these challenges continue to follow the trend of previous challenges, it is going to switch back and forth, more than likely for the rest of the challenges. I mean, that's how it's worked for 6 weeks so far, so it would make sense to continue to do that. But either way, let's go through the location of it so that you know exactly where to get it. And again, if you're new to these challenges, these loading screen bonus challenges, it is specifically a bonus challenge. You cannot complete this one, or in other words, the banner will not show up on the map unless you complete this week's challenges. So that means all 7 of the normal ones, you have to complete them first before the star even shows up at all. You also may even have to complete the previous week's challenges as well. Not 100% sure about that, so correct me if I'm wrong. But in case it doesn't show up after you've completed this week's challenges, that may be why. But again, I'm not 100% sure about that. Haven't tested it out. But yeah, this is where the banner should show up regardless. But yeah, let's get into the location here. First of all, credit to SiloX Leaks on Twitter for posting the loading screen. So big thanks to him. But apparently the banner is going to show up at this metal-like structure near Retail Row. Now specifically, it is to the east of Retail Row, sort of between it and Lonely Lodge, and it's also next to the like RV park right here. But as you can see, you go over there and it should show up somewhere around. The loading screen didn't show an exact location, so it could possibly be like on top of it, maybe on this arm right here, maybe on top of the head, maybe on the other arm, or it could possibly be like somewhere around it on the ground as well. But either way, it should be somewhere around this structure, that is for sure. But yeah, guys, go in, pick up this banner, and you should have this one done. After that then, though, you have the Shotgun Eliminations challenge, which honestly is one of the easiest challenges ever. So I really don't have many tips to give you on this one, besides maybe focusing on some other challenges first, or at least like start to do them, and if you find a shotgun, you know, maybe try and find some people to eliminate with it. Honestly, you can even just play this normally, because most players just get shotgun eliminations just playing normally. A lot of times I get 3 shotgun eliminations in a bunch of the games I play, so I'm probably not even going to worry about this one. Honestly, guys, it should be really easy. Now after that then, you have the Rarity Eliminations challenge, which I believe is different stages. It seems like a stage 1. So first of all, you're starting off with the uncommon rarity, which is the gray rarity, and the easiest way to do these ones is to just go with like ARs. If it goes from gray to green, then to blue, and then probably purple to legendary, those first 3 are going to be super easy to do because you always find ARs in those rarities. And obviously you can get some easy eliminations with those if you're playing really any game mode. But if it does go to epic and legendary, you know, just try and get eliminations with anything you can find. You could probably do it with the Fiend Hunter, but I would really try and do it with something else. Getting eliminations with that thing is a really tough task to do, but instead if you find like a P90 or a Scar, something like that, then you're in the clear for sure. That is even if the challenge goes up to these rarities, or if it changes to something else. Again, we don't know what the next stages are quite yet, but it's not the biggest deal in the world, so just follow those tips in general, and you should honestly be good to go. After that though, we have one of the most interesting challenges this week, the Find Sheet Music and Play Sheet Music stages and the locations of all of that. But real quick, guys, before we get into it, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I post these guides every single week, and we are getting super close to 1 million subscribers. That's just awesome to say, and if you don't want to miss these guides, the best way to see them is to subscribe and have notifications turned on. But yeah, getting back into it with the challenge, again, there are stages, and generally it's like find the sheet music, then play the sheet music, but the first of which is in Pleasant Park. And also credit to IGN.com for finding the location of this first piece of music, but the location is right up here at the middle house on the northern side. Land there and go in through the front door and go to the base of the stairs, and you'll find it right there. You can hold X on it and pick it up. And then for the second part of the challenge, you have to play the sheet music at this piano on top of the hill to the west of Pleasant Park, and credit to user Tempest on Reddit for this location. But once you go up there, it is tough because I believe you can't have other people messing up like the notes, and you actually have to play C, E, pigec. And as you can see here, I'm just jumping back and forth, and it works for the challenge. You may be able to walk off the keyboard and press them, but you do have to press them in that order apparently. As for the next part though, it's find the sheet music in Retail Row, and credit to gamingeditorial.com for this location, but you have to go into game and go over to the bookstore on the west side of Retail Row. You simply go in there, turn the corner, and the sheet music is right next to the wall. So grab that, and then you can move on to the final part, which is to play that sheet music on the big piano that is right outside of that building, actually on top of the hill to the west of Retail Row. It's right here as you can see, and you simply want to play those notes that you see on the music, but keep in mind that some of them have circles around the notes and there's one square at the end. So you want to start on the right side of the keyboard with the circles and then move to the square as the last note. But yeah guys, that is how you do that challenge. And then guys, for the final challenge I want to talk about in this video, it seems pretty straightforward, but I still have some recommendations for it. So the challenge that I am talking about here is the land at location stages. But the first one is apparently Shifty Shafts, and this is a great example. I would definitely recommend pairing this one with the challenge where you have to search for different chests at different named locations. And like for example, if you go to Shifty Shafts, you get a chest there, then you can go over to Greasy Grove and then maybe to Tilted Towers, finish off a chunk of the chest challenge and also get a chunk of the land at locations challenge done as well. On top of that, maybe you'll find some chillers along the way. But as you can see, you can try to knock out two birds with one stone by doing this challenge and some other ones to cut down the time overall. And like if the other locations happen to be, I don't know, maybe Junk Junction, you can go for the chests over there. You can probably even go for some rarity eliminations because other people are going to be landing at these locations. You can maybe even go for pickaxe damage because again, there's going to be a lot of people landing here and not everybody is going to get a weapon right off the start. So yeah guys, that is going to be the last challenge of this video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to subscribe for more of these guides coming up in the near future. On top of that, you can check out the previous week's guide here on the left by clicking the card, and then on the right, another fun video I'm sure you guys will enjoy. But other than that guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.